Smoke. OVS. Old Virginia Smoke.
This podcast is brought to you by the Kansas City BBQ Store, the official provider of barbecue supplies to listeners of Pitmaster. And you don't want to miss out on this discount from the Kansas City BBQ Store. From smokers and fuel to rubs and sauces, the Kansas City BBQ Store has everything and anything you could possibly want. Make the Kansas City BBQ Store your one-stop shop for all your outdoor cooking needs. As a listener of the OVS Pitmaster podcast, you can get 10% off of your order this spring by using the code PITPOD, P-I-T-P-O-D, all caps, for online orders at www.thekansascitybarbecuestore.com. This podcast is brought to you by BBQData.com. BBQData.com is your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue competition data. Historical data, calls, wins, placements, everything under one roof. It's a great way not only to track yourself in the standings, but also to track how you improve your scores from year to year. Listeners of this podcast can receive 20% off of a new subscription to BBQData.com with the code PITPOD. That's one word, all capital letters, P-I-T-P-O-D, PITPOD. So check your team scores, check on others, and do it all on BBQData.com. Welcome to another edition of Pitmaster, an Old Virginia Smoke podcast. My name is Luke Darnell, the host of this podcast, and we have a very special episode for you today. It's going to veer a little bit from our normal format, but we have episode 4 of season 2 of BBQ USA coming out tonight. And with us, we have 3 guys that I think are going to be on that show. We got Frank Neagle, Joe Puccio, and Jason Singletary. How you guys doing?
Good, Luke.
How's it going tonight?
It's going great. Now, you guys cooked this contest in Florida. Under what name did you cook?
The SS Trio.
The SS Trio.
Yes, because the year before we went and won the contest, and our name was the Shit Show Trio by way of Jason Singletary. And after the third call, after the first call, he didn't want to call Shit Show no more, so he just started calling us the SS Trio. So we kind of went, PG for in case we did make television and TV show shirts, cups, purposes that we would be legit. We didn't want them to be cussing on TV because of us. We did enough of that without the name.
I couldn't have asked for a better explanation, I don't think.
Well, the year before when we went and won, Jason was trimming ribs, and he was like, we got to have a name for this team. And I'm like, the application's laying on my desk, filled out, everything ready except the team name. And he sends me and Frank a picture of the ribs that he trimmed, that he vacuum sealed, and he put Shit Show Trio on the ribs with a marker, on the vacuum seal. I said, well, that has just become our name. So that's what I filled out the application as and sent it in.
So there is an official team of the FBA as the Shit Show Trio right now. If you go look on their points page, and that's us.
That's fantastic. So this was an FBA contest. How is that different from a normal KCBS contest?
I'll take that. Yeah, I mean, it's the FBA still cooks the same 4 meats as KCBS: chicken, ribs, pork, and brisket. But really, the only thing different is you don't garnish the boxes. So, and then there's an hour between turn-in, which if you're used to cooking a KCBS contest, an hour between turn-ins is forever. So,
it's an eternity.
It really is. So
I've never done it. We've had it in Galax before where it was an hour, and I'm of the opinion that 45 minutes would be all right.
Yeah.
Hour seems like a lot, especially for Singletary.
You think you would like it until you do it, and then you like, the hell with this. Because I'm usually cooking by myself, and that 30 minutes, it's perfect because you steady. You know what you got to do. You're so used to cooking KCBS, and everything's just clicking, and it just falls right into place. Whenever you got an hour, it's like you start doing stuff too early, and you get messed up, and I don't know. It's not. Yeah, I don't like the hour. I'm good with the 30 minutes.
With this crew cooking together, we have have too much time for cocktails between turns.
Exactly.
That's time you get to brisket.
There's too many things can go wrong.
That's right.
So what was it like? Because I know how I felt about it and the experience for me. What was it like having all the cameras around and just tracking your every move while you were cooking?
It really wasn't bad. It was awesome. I mean, you would never know they were there actually if you. I mean, you would hear them come in or something like that, but you just kept going. And you just kind of act like they wasn't there. So it was a pretty cool experience for me. It was after you met those guys and kind of got through the first couple of interviews, all the butterflies went away, and it was just kind of like it was just happening then. I mean, it just kind of went with the flow.
Yeah, I think if they did the interviews that they do before you start the first day after you cooked, you probably wouldn't stumble over words so much in the interviews. So
yeah, right.
Once you got into cooking, it was just, I mean, ask Joseph. He had a little story about the poor fella behind him. What'd you do to the camera guy, Joseph?
Well, we were, in FBA, we don't garnish the box, so we had some pork, some horn, and stuff that we pulled, and we're going to put it in the bottom of the box. So I pulled the bone out of the butt, set it to the side, and was, got everything shredded up, ready to go. And I turned around, the trash can was behind me, and I turned around and went to throw the bone in the trash can, kind of just over my shoulder, didn't even really turn around and look. And the guy was squatted down behind me with the camera, and like, you can't just grab pork and throw it in the trash and it not have juice stringing behind it and all you and stuff, and it all over the top of his head. And I was like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry." He's like, "You just keep doing what you're doing. We're used to."
He didn't even blink.
It better not have been my boy Galen. I love that dude. To your point, I can't say enough about the production crew. Having been through it, the Simple Alien production crew and Chef Symon, they really let you do you.
Yes.
And it really is. Yeah, people have nightmare stories about filming other TV shows. I did not find this intrusive at any point.
Mm-hmm.
No,
they were awesome. That whole production crew was great.
And they told us, if there's something you're doing that you don't want somebody to see, just tell us and we'll stop the camera, we'll edit it or whatever. I was like, we don't do anything we don't want anybody to see. I mean, if they're doing what we're doing, they're doing it wrong anyway. So,
well, except for Jason.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, the stuff that you guys do that nobody wants to see happens when the cameras are long gone.
Yeah.
That's right. On Saturday night.
So you're at this contest and you're doing this and they're filming. What's your expectations of the show? This is always such a hard thing because how do you hope that they portray you guys?
Yeah, that could go 100 different ways. So one thing that made me feel a little better that after filming was over that last night after awards, we were sitting at the bar and the lighting guy that was over putting the light in and taking the light out the trailers and all that stuff, he was sitting at the bar with us just drinking, and he's like, "Man," because we were kind of like, "Oh man, they ain't no telling how they going to portray us on this thing. This could be really a shit show." And he was like, "Man, don't worry about it. These guys are going to make you guys look good. I'm telling you, just believe in me. They will take and edit this thing, and they will make you guys look good." And I was like, "Man, I hope you're telling the truth on that one."
Even Puccio?
Yeah, even Puss.
he even got to put makeup on in the morning before we started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
But I don't know. I mean, when we got there, we kind of threw it in overdrive, so there's no telling. I mean, I could say maybe we should have been a little bit more serious, but I wouldn't change anything, man. I was up probably one of the best weekends I've ever had cooking barbecue, and it was just so fun. The memories made, man. I'm telling you, if they can take it however they want it and portray it however they want to, but I know us three had probably the best time we've ever had cooking at a competition.
Well, it was interesting. Like, I was gonna say, at the beginning they're asking you a bunch of questions about different teams and that kind of stuff. And one of the things is we're not regular FBA teams. So, I mean, I don't know that we knew even all the teams that they were filming. We knew a couple, but we didn't know all the teams. So they were asking us questions about, trying to get us to talk a little trash about the other teams. and we didn't even know them. So,
Right.
so we probably don't have the, hey, we're going to take Matt Barber down, or I mean, our buddy Jim Elser's been through cancer. We're not going to talk bad about Jim Elser on he's a great fellow. We're not going to talk bad about him, on the camera. But so I don't know. There's really not a lot of we didn't do a lot of trash talking or anything like that. So I don't know how, they like portraying that kind of stuff, but we just went down there and our goal was to have a good time, and whatever happened. And that's pretty much how it went down.
And that's great, man. That's just great to hear that all three of you had such a solid experience. And they make it, Simple Alien, Michael Symon, Food Network, they all do such a fantastic job, I think, with this show and letting the cooks shine through and letting them see what you do, but letting you be you. I think that's so important.
Right. Absolutely. Looking back after it was over with, there were so many things I probably wish I would have done, wish I would have said, or tried to do this, tried to do that. But I mean, it is what it is. It was one of those experiences when you left there. I know some people are like, man, I'm glad that's over. I don't ever want to do that again. Now, when I left there, I'm like, man, I hope I get a chance to do this again.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I'm the same way. It was just, I mean, whatever they portray us as, that's what we were. There was nothing, we just went and had a regular cook, and we're normally 3 separate cook teams, so we just all jumped in and we all cooked every meat. I mean, it was that was
that's the only way to do that.
It is.
That's the only way to do that.
Yeah,
that's right.
These people that get together and they're like, you do 2 meats and I'll do 2 meats, and it doesn't work.
No,
doesn't work.
Every one of us touched every single piece of meat, whether it was trimming, seasoning, temping it, double checking behind the other. We were one team. So, I mean, again, I'm not sure how the show will portray us, but that's just how we are, So.
Yeah. I know Jason touched every piece of meat.
Mm-hmm.
Twice. Except for brisket. We kept him away from brisket because he's really good at ruining a good brisket.
Yeah, I try not to touch it.
And he touched 1/4 of every natural light can that we owned that weekend.
Yeah,
You guys didn't curtail the frivolity a little bit? No? Just let her out.
We let it rip.
Let her rip.
Oh, boy.
I would expect it.
We put Tim Malloy to bed on Friday night.
Oh boy, yeah.
Early. So
we broke Tim.
We broke poor old Tim. We love Tim.
It's hard to break something that's already broken.
No, I'm telling you, we broke him. We tore him up. Yeah. I'm surprised he wasn't running around in a wheelchair on Saturday.
Oh man. Well, I couldn't be happier for 3 of the best guys in barbecue. I am looking forward to tonight's episode. It's going to be. I just know that I'm going to sit there and laugh and have a good time. Just like I do when I'm with you guys in person. I can't wait for it. That's probably the coolest thing about Barbecue USA is that you get to visit your friends on Monday nights. And I think that's cool.
Yep. Well, like when we cooked at Pinehurst, I think that's the last time I've seen you. But when we cooked at Pinehurst, we hung out. Us 3 out. Me, Jason, and Frank are always together. I mean, if you see one of us at a contest and you don't see one of the other ones, somebody's playing a joke on you somewhere. But Friday night after everybody went to bed, we had to go out there and we walked all the airplanes that were out there. I mean, we just, we had to look in the window, every one of them. We had to check.
Nobody left any keys in the airplanes.
Yeah, make sure they were locked up so nobody messed with them and that kind of stuff. I mean, that's just, that's the kind of stuff we do. We're always doing something. We're always, kind of being nosy, snooping a little bit. And we did a lot of that in Apalachicola when we filmed for the show. I mean, we got there Thursday and we had a little bit of stuff go wrong and we made it work. And then Friday we did the mystery box and then Saturday, we cooked the contest. Friday night we got in from the bar. I'd say probably 2.
When you say Friday night,
yeah, well,
or like Saturday morning,
2:30, and we had to be up at 5 to start lighting drums. So it was just, yeah,
it was bad.
Yeah, it was. I've seen you a video Jason Singletary talking to his Monster and vodka, and he was begging it to bring him back life.
He said, "Help me,
Help me,
help me,
help me! Find a Sharpie.
you me."
Sign my butt. Sign my butt."
Oh, God.
Oh, that was a different episode.
Watching all these Monday night episodes, there's one thing that I kind of wish we'd have done a little different. You remember they left us a GoPro to film like early morning stuff, like fits and late night stuff, whatever. I have no idea where that GoPro was at or what happened to it, and if there's anything on it, it probably really had nothing to do with cooking. So
no. Yeah, actually, we had it out.
I wish we'd have done a little better with that.
We had it out Friday night at some point.
Okay.
We did?
Yes.
That may be one of the reasons why we don't get any airtime.
Fairly certain when we were cooking the sausage on the pizza stone on the bullseye.
Oh,
Jason
yeah,
said,
we did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jason said something about cooking donkey dick smothered in kerosene or something. Pretty sure. I don't think it was on, but it was out at that time. It had been on. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so good. Donkey dick smothered in kerosene.
But I'm gonna tell you something. It's the best donkey dick smothered in kerosene we ever.
Nobody said no.
Nobody said no.
Oh, we were all starving.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, so yeah, you can't let any cats out of the bag in how you did on any of the categories because we don't want anybody to get to jump the gun.
Right.
But I have a really, really good feeling that you guys are going to be featured pretty heavily. So I'm real excited about it, and I hope you guys are excited about it. And yeah, anything else you guys got?
One thing that was interesting is we did do a mystery meet on Friday, and it was, we're used to going to a barbecue contest, and we've got our program down in our timelines and our just so structured program. This was a culinary experience for us. So we cooked some stuff that I think turned out phenomenal for our standards, but it was just outside of the box for us, and we all jumped in and again, everybody had our hands and everything, and we put a plate together that I don't know that any of us probably would have put together by ourselves. So
Exactly.
It's pretty awesome. So
yep.
Well, and one thing we talked about, Luke, you watch these TV shows where they give a chef 30 minutes and a few recipes, a few ingredients to use, and they got to do it. It took 4 of us 3 hours to put this thing together, and these people that do it in 30 minutes, I'm just, my mind's blown how they do that. That's just crazy.
But that's cool, and I hope that that's part of the show because it gets to show that you're not just sitting there lighting charcoal and burning some meat. I hope that makes it because a lot of us can cook, and put together some pretty cool shit. So yeah, I hope that's part of it. I definitely want to see what you guys did.
We did.
Yeah. Might not know what it is and pronounce it, but it turned out pretty good. I have no idea what the name of it is or what we were making or, whatever. But yeah, everything turned out really good.
Well, I mean, I'm from the north, so I'll probably know the word.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you start making all these fancy sauces and stuff, man. It's I know how to make them. I mean, I've made them
we
before.
just put a little of this in there, a little bit of that, and put that in there, do that, and
it's all good.
Taste it till it's good.
That's all you got to do. That's really all it is.
Chef Simon did the pinky dunk test, and he wow, that's pretty good stuff. So
there you go.
There you go.
Chef's pretty honest. I think the best thing about working with him is that people always ask, is he different off camera than he is on camera? I'm like, nope.
That's everybody's asked me. Everybody's asked me that. How was Michael Symon to be around? I was like, he was like one of us. He was just
right.
Man,
that dude loves barbecue though. Like he's fascinated with barbecue. Like we would be fascinated with something that somebody else does as a hobby, and like we're sitting there like a kid in a candy store just watching this stuff and looking at stuff and wanting to touch stuff and grab stuff. And that's how he is. He loves it. I mean, he's like truly fascinated with barbecue. So that's why he's great at that show. I mean, it's awesome.
It's amazing, and I hope that, I mean, just by the nature of it being a season 2, I'm hoping this is going to start bringing barbecue, especially competition barbecue, back up on the upswing.
Yeah,
Start seeing some new people, seeing some more contests. That'd be really great.
Yeah, it's good for it, man. It's doing good. The show's doing really good. So I just don't understand why it took them so long from the Pitmaster show to get back to doing these competition shows.
Yeah,
people love it, man. They are. I mean, people ask me about it all the time, talk to me about it. I watch this, watch that, and you know this guy, you know that guy. I'm like, yeah, I've seen him a time or two.
Well, I can't wait for your guys' episode, and you guys want to each tell people where they can find you online? They can watch it with you?
I'll go first. Frank Neagle with Yes Dear Barbecue, and we're at Facebook, at Yes Dear BBQ. Instagram, the same thing, at Yes Dear BBQ. I think we even have Twitter too. I don't know.
I'm gonna challenge you, Frankie. Do you know where we first met?
Yes, I do. In the parking lot of Sam's Club in Richmond, Virginia.
That is amazing.
Got you.
Damn. I remember we were pretty. I think we were. Yeah, back to back. I think we were pretty close to each other.
Yep. Sure was.
So I'm Jason Singletary, Smoke Central Barbecue on Facebook. That'd be the easiest place to find me if not that anybody be looking for me or anything. But that's pretty much it. I have Instagram, all that good stuff, but it's all the same. Smoke Central Barbecue.
Or on some bar stool in some dive bar. Or...
there too.
It's the hole in the wall in Apalachicola.
There you go. All right, David Dick, you up next.
Oh, God. Man, that's messed up 3 different kind of ways. I did actually have somebody tell me the other day, he wound up with one of my advisors this weekend. And somebody said, that's an ugly fella. He don't look nothing like you. I was like,
no, same features, but yeah.
Yeah. So
one of you is definitely better looking.
I'm Joseph Puccio, Smoke Show Mafia. You can find me on Facebook. Most times you can find me on the wall at the post office on them pictures up there, but we try to cover them up or take them down when we go through there. But I got Facebook and Instagram. Pretty easy to find most of the time. Just don't confuse me with David Dick, whatever you do.
No, don't do it.
I took a picture of me and him together when we cooked at Shelby and sent it to Daddy, and Daddy said, "Who is that boy?" I said, "I don't know. He wanted me to send you this picture." He said, "What's his mama's name?" I said, "I don't know. I'll find out." What year was he born? I said, I'll ask him.
Too many questions. Too many questions.
Man,
where what region is he from?
Right. Where was I during that time? Yeah.
No telling with old Pop.
Oh, what a great way to end. Cool.
Oh, boy.
For those of you listening, you can find the show tonight on Food Network at 10 p.m. And also it'll be streaming on Discovery Plus as well. So good luck, fellas. And, maybe here in a couple of weeks we could do a follow-up after the show and talk about the episode. I think that'd be neat.
That works.
Great.
All right, guys.
Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. Thank you for listening to Pitmaster, an Old Virginia Smoke podcast. Be sure to subscribe and like the podcast, rate the podcast, and to share it out with all your friends. Also, be sure to check out the Old Virginia Smoke YouTube channel as well. Tune in next week for another great episode of Pitmaster. For companies interested in advertising, please contact Old Virginia Smoke directly via www.oldvirginiasmoke.com. Pitmaster, an Old Virginia Smoke podcast, is edited by Chris Sedenka. Pitmaster, an Old Virginia Smoke podcast, is a property of Old Virginia Smoke, LLC. All rights reserved.
Old Virginia.